Hi, it's me, Oracle Brigette, and I'm live. I titled this video Portal Procedure. This is a spiritual guidance session. If you've never been here before, I'm happy you're here. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for some people to join the room. In the meantime, I'm going to take some deep breaths. If you'd like to take some deep breaths with me. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the comments. Oh, hey, my loves. I love you so much. Oof. So I've got some things I've got to do today because I want to be home in time for our meditation tonight. But I felt this little light code coming through. And I thought that I might just do it live. So thank you for being here, and I love you. I decided to call this a portal procedure because I've been talking about this particular portal for some time now. And I wanted to think of the right words to describe what I could call an anchoring into the dimension that's on the other side of the portal. Oh, 11:11. It's 12:11. I want you to, well, let me not get too much into you right now. Let me just focus on why I titled this portal procedure. A lot of us have been on the precipice of the portal and have been dancing kind of in that doorway in a way that is not efficient for our energy. In a way that is not efficient for our energy. And so I hope to bring through in this moment a light code to assist us in passing through the portal and staying there. So the first thing I want to do is I want to turn off this filter. It's a bit too perfect. There we go. There she is. Okay, now I see myself. That's better. So I put my little speaker on here because the school next door is in session. So I was kind of hoping that would improve the audio quality for you guys. My cat's over here negotiating if she wants to sit on my lap. If she can handle the feeling of a wire on her body, she has to come to those terms. It's up to you, kitty. Can you handle it? That's the question, because I want to channel this message. Okay. So the first thing that I want to say is that we already have a part of that vibration within us, the vibration of the reality that's on the other side. That's already within us. That's already a part of us. That is the part of us that's guiding us forward through this portal. That's the part of us that's telling us that this doesn't feel good when I lower. This doesn't feel good when I go back the other way that I came. It's because there's a part of you that's preset to live on the other side of the portal. So the first thing I want to do is I want to let you know you have this energy within yourself already. So all I want to do is assist you in this moment to bring that part of yourself into your consciousness. To bring that part of yourself into your mind's eye. So breathe. And so as we breathe calmly. Just breathe however feels right for you. Start to notice that feeling of that fire within you, that passion, that life force energy. For some people, it can feel like an impatience if you need to take action on something. I don't know if you guys can hear. There's children next door screaming their friggin' brains out for fun. It's joyous, but it's just, I keep on having to tell my inner mother energy, no, those are not children in danger. They're okay. They're having fun. Okay, they're not in danger. They're having fun, but it's. But I will try my best not to get distracted and just get this light code out so that we can all just continue on with our days in the highest vibrational potential. Okay. So have you tapped into that energy within you? That 5D space? That soul space? Have you tapped into it yet? That feeling within you that feels like optimism, that feels like creativity, that feels like infinite possibility and potential? That energy within you that keeps you in integrity and keeps you in alignment. That energy. In this moment, you will find there may be much mental conflict that goes against this energy. As this energy within you, within each and every one of us, that heed the call of the soul, grows, and as we continue to raise in vibration, our vision will be clarified, our discernment will get sharper and even better, more nuanced, and we will be able to discern what is truly in alignment. So we want to be able to flow in this time. We want to be okay with feeling like a beginner sometimes. We want to feel like we don't have anything stuck in our eye. We want to feel like we're facilitating our soul through our body. And then in tandem, the earth and the universe is facilitating our experience. We are innately protected. Oh, it's a hair that's connected to me. That's why it keeps coming back. There's a lot of things going on here in the city. So, you know, we're going to work with it. Okay. So, what happens now when you start getting disappointed and you start to get your feelings hurt? What happens when people don't live up to your expectations of them? What happens when you start to realize the environments you're in don't resonate? You don't like the way you've gone about things in the past and you want to change the way you're going about things? What happens when things aren't fun anymore? What happens when you don't like how you're being or how someone else is being? Or you don't like how a place feels anymore or how a person feels anymore? Or how you feel about that person anymore? Or how you feel about that place anymore? Or it could be more nuanced. It could simply be, I don't want to wear black anymore. I don't want to wear this color anymore. I don't want to wear this brand anymore. I don't want to wear this style of clothing anymore. I want to present differently. I want to have a different aesthetic. I want my apartment to look different. I want my house to look different. This light code is just ringing me out. Oh, I'm like yawning. Ooh. In your face. Just yawning in your ear. Don't you love me? Gotta keep it serious. I can't help joking. So I hope you're feeling amazing this rising, or whenever you're watching this video. I hope that you're starting to realize that there's an energy emanating out of you. That's your vibration. Your soul is here. You can keep asking me what spirit thinks if you want. But know that your spirit's here now. It's you. So you can consult with yourself too. You can just consult with yourself. You know? Consult with yourself before you consult with anybody else. You've got access to more. Someone might be a really great person in 3D and 4D, but they really might not have an understanding of 5D, and you may. So trust what your spirit is telling you for you at this time. You might have someone in your life who's used to being your leader, but in this moment you may need to hold your ground in the way that you need to be for yourself. And then you may end up inspiring them, and you become the leader in retrospect in this experience. So just because you feel challenged, do not break. Just because someone is attempting to convince you, or an environment, or something in between, trying to convince you that what you hold important to your soul and to yourself, if anyone tries to convince you that that is not, that you should feel different, that you should prioritize differently, but you're not hurting anybody, and you know you're not hurting yourself, who are you going to listen to? Now, as you also saw in the title, this is an adult program. This is catered to adults. If you're not an adult, this is not a message for you. Who are you going to listen to? If you really believe that that you're on a spiritual path, and that we have just passed through a portal, or rather a portal has passed through us as well, because we live in this co-creative universe. So we step towards the portal steps through us, and then our free will activates, and we're like, but I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And it's cute until it starts to hurt. And just drain our energy, and we're just kind of going in cycles of self-abuse, self-heal, self-abuse, self-heal. Like, oh my God, like, what about like healing others and helping others, not just like having to constantly be working on myself? Well, that comes from not lowering your vibration so much. It's just going to have to be our choice to be different. Think different things. Be different. Treat people differently. In this moment, one way that you are an asshole has just popped up for you. Stop doing that and never do it again. That's how we manifest the fifth dimension. By actually being better people. How do I manifest 5D in my life? Don't be mean. Work on being nicer. Be more compassionate. Don't cut people off on the road. Like, stop at the parts where you're supposed to stop for the pedestrians. Like, basic, we're not talking advanced shit here anymore. We're talking about the final layer of low vibration that's kind of pulling us back one way while the soul is trying to bring us another. And it creates an energy of conflict. And so then we keep projecting that energy of conflict like an equation or a problem out into our realities so that the universe can take care of us and try and offer us different scenarios to assist us in solving a problem that we're having in our own internal selves. I'm having this internal problem because I'm like this. And so then the universe is going to start offering me physical experiences and environments that help me work out this in a more physical space, in a more hands-on space. Because, I mean, it's just like, okay, honey, if that's all you're going to consume your mind on, then let me help you clear that. kitty. Hello. You're so cute. So, it's like we can't get our feelings so hurt when someone shows us who they are. We can't get our feelings so hurt about being disappointed by our perceived understanding of someone's potential lack of growth. It's just not our business anymore. If you're a spiritual professional or something and someone comes to you and, for your services, this is different. Feels like a waste of our energy to keep having to remember to get our feelings hurt about certain things. Why have we put so much expectation and dependency on the behavior of other people upon us in order for us to feel like we are the thriving, blossoming, gorgeous beings that we are? I do need to make a small disclaimer in case you're new to my work. Maybe you don't know this. These kind of messages do not apply if you're actually being abused right now. This is not the content I would recommend if you're an actual victim right now. This is just spiritual guidance and to help you align with your highest vibration. But we can't control what other people are doing. We can only get away from them. So that would be my advice to you in case you thought this was this is not for that. That's what this message is about right now. We can't control what other people do. We don't want to. That's not sovereign. Just like how I'm sovereign, I'm in 5D. No one will tell me nothing before I consult with spirit. And if the divine within me happens to agree with you, then let's friggin' party. But if it doesn't, I feel so calm and confident in navigating myself and allowing the universe and spirit to navigate the environment in a way so that I stay sovereign. Also, being sovereign means treating other people like sovereign even when they don't treat you like sovereign. So a person's like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that. And you're like, I love how you... I'm sorry, it's really hard for me to come up with a script like that, so I'm just not even going to. It does not feel right. It just feels fake. I wouldn't give you advice that feels fake for me. Do you see how I stop myself? Someone shows you who they are. Someone is a certain way. We just take that in as data, my loves. Take that in as data, okay? Take it in as data. Thank you for informing me on where you're at, the reality you're trying to manifest, the vibration you're offering. Maybe it's an environment where you can say, here's how I feel. Here's what I stand for. Here's the vibe I bring to the table. And they might say, ooh, me like you that vibe, but way more than the vibe I was just in, actually. So I could definitely meet you halfway. And then you're like, oh, well, that energy is actually something I totally vibe with. Sometimes we don't need people to agree with us. It's about needing people to stand as their own sovereign beings. And sometimes people are treating you still as their programming. Sometimes people are behaving in a way that is not actually true to their soul. So you were able to vibrate and be in alignment with someone or an environment's soul frequency or frequency for a certain amount of time, and then you started raising up, and so they didn't vibrate in alignment anymore. That doesn't mean they're never going to vibrate in alignment. And what if it's you being willing to say, hey, this is how I feel, this is what I stand for from this place, instead of letting this person bring your energy down because you're so feelings hurt. Instead of being like, hey, this is where I come from, this is my world. Then they might be like, fuck that world. And you just say bye. Or they might say, oh, well, that's an interesting version of reality that I may not have considered. And they might get back to you. It's an upshifted being. But either way, whatever people choose or organizations choose, like the people within organizations, that's free will. That's what they're going to choose. And so Who are we to be like, I want them to do this. I want these people to do that. I want you to do this. You should do that. Like, oh, could you imagine if someone was doing that to you? Gross. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. No, gross. That's gross. Like, ew. Like, you don't even know how I like it. How are you going to tell me how to live? You don't even know how I like it. How are you going to tell me how to live? You don't even know my favorite drink. My favorite food. How are you going to tell me how to live? Projections are becoming ridiculously clear right now, and how when we're communicating with others, we can kind of acknowledge when they're going through something that doesn't have anything to do with us, even though they're playing it out on us. And in those situations, that's our moment to portal procedure, to boom, choose the light, boom, choose the light, choose the light, choose the light. That's all I can say. I was going to say other things, but I'm not going to. Choose the light. In those moments where you have the eye to see that someone is projecting onto you and going through something that doesn't have anything to do with you, why are you still going to get offended and disappointed and your feelings hurt when you literally know that they're the ones going through something? Like, you're not actually a victim. Some people, like I said, doesn't count. Some people are actually abusers, abusing a victim. That's not what this is for. This is for 5D beings, and those 5D beings who are having trouble discerning what those final lower vibrational habits are that keep pulling them towards that doorway and in that doorway and causing them to kind of waste their energy a little bit. So we've removed all attachments to other people, all needs for people to be any way for us. And we've freed everyone from their needs to be anything for us at all. I freed them all. I don't need you to be any way. I will be me. Show me who you are. Show me how you are. So I can move accordingly. And also, if I feel like it, if I feel like offering that person a glimpse into my world, if that feeling resonates, then I let them know, hey, this is what I stand for. This is how I feel. This is what I stand for. This is my world. Like, give them a little bit. See it. And they're like, bleh. They're like, tastes gross. I don't like that vibration. You're like, okay, well, you learn. Or they might say, well, that's delicious. Well, that is a very yummy energy. I'm going to have to digest that. You never know. Because in those moments that someone is one way and then you come to them from your vibration and say, hey, this is what I stand for. This is how I feel. And they're able to receive that vibration, you could become the portal opener for them. That's their moment of like, oh, I haven't thought about it that way. And then you walk away, you know, they never see you again. Maybe it was just in passing or something happened random. However your spirit led you. And they're like, look, 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 look. And the wheels start turning. And boom, spiritual awakening. And you've got a new person in 5D. Boom. Thank you for your service. I feel very good. Those codes felt really nice to get out. There was a little bit of mystery and excitement in there for me, because sometimes when I feel like an epiphany coming, I'll wait and I'll have it here without you guys and then I'll go live. But this time I was like, hold that epiphany. Let's go live first. And so that's what I did today. So thank you for holding space for me. That felt good. Some of that light code I did bring through. I did a couple lives yesterday that I did not save. I did bring through the releasing of attachments when your feelings are hurt. I did talk about that a little yesterday in case that sounded familiar. I did do that. Okay, so let me take a deep breath. See if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. As we move forward into our lives, into our days, our nights, wherever you're at, as we move forward, we keep in mind that we are not alone. We move forward as our spirit in our earthling body, supported by the earth and the earthly energies, and guided by the cosmos and the heavenly energies. You have your own energy field around you that senses energies before you physically arrive. This is why you can have sensations, feelings, premonitions, inklings, intuitive nudges about a place maybe you've never been. Start to be willing to consider the validity of those feelings, and you will notice that they will start to begin to get more nuanced and even more discerning, and the things your nudges tell you become more and more specific. You're never alone, but you can get stuck in your head. And when you're stuck in your head, it is pretty lonely and devoid of spirit, because spirit's like, oh, I don't want to go there. That's the computer. Spirit's like, I'm quantum within you. I'm talking to the divine within your delicious, juicy body. And you want me to go into the quantum computer? No, thank you. I'll leave that to the zeros and the ones. That's how I'm resonating it right now. Okay? So, like, give the computer a break. You have other ways of processing energy and systems that are going to feel more natural and more satisfying as soon as you exit the mind and remember that you're not just a brain and a body. There's this whole spirit, this multidimensional, mysterious type of sonar inside of you that has a magnetic pull towards your highest vibrational reality and is constantly ready and trying to set you up and take you to your highest vibrational reality. Somewhere along the line, some programming happened to our brains, still currently happening in whatever media we choose to observe. Programming happening. So, yeah. Spirit just continues to bust through and burn out programming. So we got to be willing to face where we're programmed. It could be on a daily basis. You got to freaking deal with that daily self-awareness, that daily shadow work. Oh, I've been this way, but I don't agree. I say those things, but I don't agree. Change it. I think these things, I don't agree. Change it. That's your brain. You control how it speaks to you. Change it. Change the programming. Change the zeros and the ones. Move them elsewhere. Build new neural pathways. Find new words. Reprogram. That's your space. That's your brain. I'm excited for us. I want us to remember that the energy of being in alignment does come with a feeling of confidence and security, but not stubbornness. We know that we still have more to learn. We're open for feedback. We're still willing to be self-aware and self-reflect on our behavior, right? That's still a thing. So, with that said, we also have this kind of confidence and connection with spirit, because when feedback comes in that is in alignment with spirit and that will take you out of programming behavior and into spirit behavior, it will resonate and you will eat that feedback up. You'll be like, thank you, God, for speaking to me through this person. You know that's probably happened to you before. You just needed to hear something. It was the light code you just happened to need to hear, and it just came through someone for you just in the perfect timing. Be open for those from random sources. Feedback, that's a good thing. We don't think we're perfect because we say we're 5D. No. I'd like to keep lifting up. It's fine. I feel like a mourning process coming in. A mourning process of getting your feelings hurt process as you start to realize
those who are not making it to the fifth dimension, as in those who, if you were to say, well, here's what I stand for, here's what I believe, here's how I feel, here's what I know to be the truths of life. And for them to just say, bleh, I don't like how that tastes, not for me. You say, oh, well, thank you for your honesty. Moving forward without you. Yeah, it's going to be disappointing. Before you leave, I would always recommend, if you're hoping to have that person rise up with you, leave them with a seed of some kind of light. Leave them with a seed of light. Don't do ugly endings. Leave everyone with a seed of light so they can, integrate it maybe. That's only going to resonate with a few of you, but I hope it helps. You're not alone, you're not alone, you're not alone. If you feel alone, it's because you're stuck in your head. You need to remember spirit. But when you're stuck in your head, it can get a little stubborn and try and convince you that spirit isn't really a thing. And that's just like those low vibrational people who try and convince you that it's not an important thing. And that's because that's the programming in your head. So when I say when you feel lonely, you're stuck in your head, what I'm really saying is when you feel lonely, you're stuck in your programming. There's a lot of rampant programming out right now that is hell-bent on making you want to feel lonely, trying to program you into feeling all alone and needing a big hermano to tell you what to do and how to feel. So when you find yourself feeling that way, you're stuck in your programming. You're stuck in your mind. Let the light of your soul just slowly permeate up your throat chakra, up your head and into the mind, and just burn out your whole freaking brain with soul energy. And just let the steam float off the top of your head. That's how easy it is to burn out soul programming once you really get into it. To burn out mental programming with the soul, rather. You got to be willing to change, though. You got to be willing to say, I don't like how this behavior is. I don't like doing it. I don't like this environment. I don't like doing it. I don't like this person. I don't like doing it. I don't like it. Is there anything I want to say, to share? No? Just want to go? Okay. So that's the adult spiritual guidance for other adults. Adults. Just for adults. This is only for adults. And that feels like the end of the light code. Oh, let's see how long that took me. 33 minutes on the spadoodle. Let me turn on commenting for a minute so I can see who's here. Wow, we've had 45 people come through this video. That's amazing. All right, my loves. Well, I love you a lot. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope these light codes could help. I am going to keep this on my page. I'm sending lots of love to you. Remember to keep breathing. And whenever you feel alone, it's because you're stuck in your head in the programming. You are your soul. The universe is always with you. The divine within you. The earth below your feet. And we're a team. Each and every one of us have our own energy field. And guess what? The space between us connects us. Because it's not just negative space, it's the quantum field. So we are all snuggling in the same quantum field. Imagine our earth plane that we're in, the now moment, is like a big bed. And we're all sharing the same quilt. The quantum field. So, you're definitely not alone in any way. And I hope that these light codes could help. I hope they could uplift you. I hope they could inspire you a little bit. If they helped, please share it with a friend. I'll see you in meditation this evening, or maybe meditation on Thursday. Keep your eye out for the New Year's report coming out soon. And I love you. And my loves. You're welcome.